Hey, fellow Ristopians, welcome to Ristopia. Stay cool. So, ding dong, postman. He only rang once. Actually, he didn't. I don't know. Maybe he didn't ring. I didn't hear him. But yeah, there was a box outside, and in it was my first watch of maybe my only watch of 2025. So, what do we have here? Let's get straight into it. Here we have my Saint Martin SN0144, I believe, in 42 mil, 21 mil lug width. Got the Erebus Ascent, which is 39, 20 mil lug width. And today, this arrived. The same watch as that one, the SN0144, I believe, but in the 39 mil variant. Now, I did say that I wouldn't ever buy a 20 mil lug width watch against 3920. I said I'd never buy a 20 mil lug width again, and I've been told off. I've been told off because I then announced that I was buying one. There was a reason behind that. Let's just put this flat. I don't normally put watches flat, but there we go. So basically, the reason is, as you'll possibly see in a moment, this watch is just a little bit too small for me, as is that one, and this one's too big. With dressier style Garda watches, sports dressy watches, I found that they're very, very particular in what size they are for me. And I think that's probably the case for a lot of people. Dive watches, not so much. It could be 39-ish or 39, he's looking around for that Seiko that I had. I've got a speed timer, which I absolutely love. Yeah, I thought that'd be too small, but I love it. And it's a bit of a hockey puck as well. But yeah, dive watches could be anything from 39 to, I don't know, I think 47 is the biggest that I've got. I've got some Invictus, which is silly, but in reality, I've got my Zinn U212 is the biggest dive watch. I think it's 47 mil. I could be wrong, but yeah, I've made some mistakes with getting watch sizes wrong as well recently. Sorry about that. It looks very unprofessional. It's what I would say is it's when you're recording a video, you kind of say stuff and not notice that you've said it. Whereas if you're having a conversation with someone and you said, and I said that an Erebus origin was 40 mil, I think as I said it, I would then think, no, it's not, it's 41, and I change that. But in a video, that doesn't really happen. So forgive me. I'm pretty clued up on what size watches are, but you do make mistakes, and because I don't edit, I can't put like a little disclaimer. When I say something wrong, I could just like pop something up and say, oops, 41 mil. But anyway, that's that. So this is, it's not really an unboxing, although I've only just unboxed this. And it was really just to give some initial impressions, because I was explaining, wasn't I, why have I bought another 20 mil lug width watch. Basically, I like the Ascent, really do like the Ascent. I would rather I've put it away now, but I'd rather, I would probably spend my money on a Tissot Gentleman, would be my choice. If I just had the, one, I'd spend the extra money. It's well over it's about twice the price. No, maybe not even twice the price. This is £485 now on the website, delivered to your door in the UK. So by the time you get a discount on a Tissot Gentleman, it's, there are many differences there. This has got a nice movement in it. It's a threefold clasp rather than a butterfly. I think Tissot need to sort out that butterfly clasp. They need to update the Gentleman. But, I like this. I don't really like it as much as my Gentleman. Luckily, my Gentleman fits me. Sounds wrong, doesn't it? But it's more of the size is better for me. It's kind of, I suppose, what I'm saying. It's just a perfect size the Tissot Gentleman for me, but obviously sizes vary for different people. And these two will be, it won't lie flat, but these two, that's quite good, isn't it? These two, it's like it's doing yoga, yoga watch. That one doesn't do that. That one's sort of different. Why does that one do that? Yeah, oh, that's good. Yeah, these two, none of these fit me as well, but, right, so what am I wearing? Wrist check. Tissot PRX quartz, another butterfly clasp Tissot. Yeah, I don't really like the PRX. I know a lot of people do. It gets a lot of love. I don't find it that comfortable to wear. I'm not a massive fan of that Gerald Gentner integrated bracelet look, but I thought I'd give it a go. But I got the quartz, so that I didn't waste too much money. But yeah, the reason I got this out was because, let's take that off. When this arrived, and it was I unboxed it just now, and the first impression was that the links are quite. Oh, mate, I don't think sharp's the right word, but they're not smooth. They're a bit edgy. So I thought, oh, I don't remember that in the 42. I had this around first, so I had a feel of that, and you know that's obviously quite. You can see it's smooth, it's polished. It's quite smooth. It's a nice bracelet. You know, it's very oyster looking. Very Rolex oyster looking, that bracelet. I must say that. Very nice bracelet. So I got the 42 back out and thinking, oh, it's not that sharp, but it is. It is. I mean, it is. It's noticeable. But I think that's the design of the bracelet, which I do love. Although it doesn't go flat, which I never do because I put watches that way. And it's a bit sharp, but I think it's worth it. Both of those two things are worth it for the design. Slightly raised center link of the three. Center section of the link, I should say. So that was the initial impression. The other initial impression was not great. Something happened that has never happened to me with a watch before. I haven't needed to remove any links. I've just pushed the on the fly clasp adjustment in. It's not even on. It's not even fully in. I think it's one away from being fully in, and it fits me. But as I was doing that, this spring bar here just detached. Spring bar fell on the desk. I thought, oh, that's not good. Never happened before. I've popped it back in. It seems very secure now. I don't think that's going to come. Oh, it did. It did come out. So I wiggled it about and it's come out. Let's try and get it back. There's obviously an issue there. There's a bit of an issue there, isn't there? Oh, what am I going to do with that? Oh, I don't know. That's not good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's the spring bar or if it's, I'm probably pulling on that a bit harder than I would with a more expensive watch. But no, the first time I wasn't pulling on it at all. I was just doing this, and I must have been holding that, and I did that and did that, and let's go back in. Yeah, it's all feeling a bit rough, really, but I do like the watch. Yeah, it's all a bit rough on this one. I don't know why this one's rough. I didn't notice any problems with the 42mm. Let's get it a bit where I want it. So I did that, and I was obviously holding that, and it just literally just came off. But that time I had to pull it. It seems back in now. I don't know if it's because they're kind of hidden spring bar holes. So obviously they're not as deep. There's not much I can do. I can't drill that out anymore. Maybe it's the spring bar. I could possibly try another different spring bar. But at least I'm aware of it. But that was unusual. But anyway, so I've now got all three. This is kind of, I wanted to compare these two, which I kind of will do in a future video, because I thought this would be nicer than this. I was going to weigh them. They don't feel too much difference, actually. I think this is a bit heavier. I'll do another video. I'll make some notes, do it properly, be a bit more professional. But I just wanted to give my initial thoughts, and there's a couple of things, apart from things falling apart. Jody will love that. If he watches this, he will love that. And Stevie, of course. So the thing I noticed is I actually had to measure this to make sure it wasn't 36 because it's so much smaller than the 42. I mean, I was surprised at how much smaller this was. This is too big for me. Let's pop the Martin on if it doesn't fall apart. Now, they always look bigger on camera. But yeah, it's it's kind of, it's just got that too small look for me. And the Erebus kind of has that as well. It's just a little bit too small for me, but the Saint Martin is noticeable. I mean, it just looks smaller. I've measured it. It isn't, it's still 39. The distance, rough distance of the actual dial, the visible dial, is 1 millimetre bigger roughly on the Erebus. So, but in the, it doesn't sound much, 1 millimetre, but in the watch, it just makes such a big difference. And so basically this wears smaller than this, because this, the Erebus is a bit too small for me anyway. The fact, and it could be to do with various things, the bezel, the gradation on the dial, just the colour maybe, I don't know, but various things. This one's got it's got a chapter ring rehalt, whereas this has the chapter ring on the dial, and then the rehalt is kind of there as well. But the actual visual measurement is about 1 millimetre, but I think other things make it look even smaller than that, even more than 1 millimetre smaller than this. So yeah, I don't know where that leaves me really. I think apart from this one falling apart, I'm going to have to give it some thought. But for me, between these two, and my opinions of these two, I mean, cost is a big thing as well. This is significantly cheaper than the Erebus, and they've got the same movement inside. But for me, I've got a real problem because this is way too big for this. Well, this is too big for me, and this is too small, which kind of proves my point that I made initially, that this kind of dressy sports watch style watch is very, very particular in sizes. I think for most people, but for me, I need something in the middle of these two. I need a 40mm case with a 21mm lug width. So a case that's in between these two in size, and the lug width that this one has, 21mm. And that would be, which is basically what my Tissot Gentleman has, which is why I love it so much. One of the reasons I love it so much. But yeah, video's going on a bit now, so I'm gonna get to a conclusion. I'm going to draw it to an end, is what I meant to say. But yeah, so I don't know. I've literally just got it out of the box. So I might do something with that. I mean, would it fall off? It wouldn't fall off if that went. So that's not really too much of a big deal, really. Because when it's locked in, it's not going to come off my wrist. But yeah, I'm going to wear it. Obviously, I've worn the Erebus a fair bit, and I enjoy that. So I mean, when you have, last thing I'm going to say, when you have things at different sizes, when you're comparing them next to each other, you obviously notice that size difference. But it's a bit like when you get a new TV. I've said this before. You get the bigger TV, and it always looks really big when you first get it. And and then you think, oh, and then a little while later you get used to the bigger TV, and then the one you had previously, you think, God, that's so small. How did I ever watch that? And it's a bit like that with lots of things, when they're side by side. Obviously, you can really feel that difference. I just know that I need something in the middle of these two, but in isolation. So if I sort of put that one away, if I get rid of that, sell it, and I just wear this one, I can judge it, on itself. And it's not really, I don't know if it's any thicker. It's more hockey. It's not a hockey puck, but it's got some nice chunkiness to it. It's not overly chunky, but it's chunky. It feels chunkier than this one, is what I'm trying to say badly. You know, and that's to do with the bezel being wide, wider. It's more slab-sided. It hasn't really got the curve, that curve there. But yeah, I do quite like. I like it. But I just wish it was a bit bigger. But yeah, I'll do another. I'll wear it a bit. And I'll wear these two. I'm going to wear these two because I think this is a big thing at the moment. Whether the best Garda watch, and I think these two are up there. For under £500. But this is £485 now to have delivered to your door. So it does. There's definitely. I mean, my gut instinct is I prefer the San Martin, to be honest. Sorry, Jodie, but yeah, as I've said before, just have both. They are different enough to have both. So yeah, maybe that's the answer. But I'll wear these two over the next few days or whatever, and maybe come up with a sort of a more definitive, as I see it. Obviously my opinion, a more definitive conclusion to. I'll do a Doug's. Doug's, what's that guy that does? Doug DeMuro. I'll do a Doug DeMuro chart. I'll write down the pros and cons. I'll score them all, come up with a winner. But I think the ultimate winner is to have one of each. But, like I say, the price. Oh. But anyway, I've waffled enough now. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. For now, one wrist live it.